that's basically the intention of the exercise, is to teach you to feel that energy and then get out of its way and counter straight away.
I'm Antonio Graceffo, it's Martial Arts Odyssey. Today I am in PJ, that's Selangor, that's in Malaysia, and we're learning about Wing Chun with the Sifu. Now Sifu, can you please tell the people your name?
I'm David Peterson, originally from Melbourne, Australia, but now living in Malaysia and teaching Wong and Leung Wing Chun in Malaysia.
And where did you learn?
In Hong Kong with Wong and Leung. I travelled backwards and forwards over a 15-year period to train with my teacher in Hong Kong.
And you lived in Hong Kong for a number of years? Or
not for a number of years,
in and out?
For a month or 2 months at a time.
Okay.
And I also brought my teacher to Australia on 5 different occasions to make sure that we got our training rounded off. If you're coming around on the blind side, then I'll try to jam it to cover it. If you're coming around on the covered side, I'll wear that one out to get through. But the best way to deal with the kick is the moment the fight starts, to get yourself. If I can give you that.
Right.
So I won't stand back here and let you kick. That would be a fight on my fight. Kick. Something's trying to get in here. If you roll that hand forward, but don't turn the whole way, still maintain the awareness. You've now controlled, you've now controlled my attack, created space so that you can now manipulate and attack over new positions. You can now take space and attack at the same time.
We're learning Wing Chun, and I mean it's much more scientific, different type of approach, and of course it was Bruce Lee's original style. That's why I've always wanted to study it. So it's very different. Every time I walk in, different than Kyokushin, different than Muay Thai, everything's different. And once again, I'm a beginner and I don't know how to do anything.
If you were to try to push my arm away, all that would do would be give me both my hands, because you can't reach that way. Right. So what we were doing in Wing Chun is always, if there's anything that's too strong, release it and attack straight away. We're not trying to block things, we just redirect so that we attack.
Right.
So if I felt your pressure there is too strong on my arm, I just let it go. My concern is not to fight that, but to, if that's too strong, let it go.
So how does that work out? So we got a white guy from Australia who trained in Hong Kong and now he's in Malaysia teaching to a largely Chinese class.
Well, the other side of my technique is that I was a Chinese language teacher for about 31 years. I speak Mandarin and I speak Cantonese, and so I feel very comfortable in an Asian environment. And life has just taken a few interesting turns and I find myself living in Malaysia. If you're trying to drive in and my hand's here, you can't get in.
Interesting, yeah.
So while that hand can't get in, I've created space for my hand. Right? This is more a technique that we use in an emergency, because my ideal way is if you're trying to hit me, is to hit you. But it might be that I'm trying to hit you and you put up that resistance, so I can't hit with that hand anymore. Now I can free my hands. In other words,
so far what I'm understanding from the Sifu is that when the energy is coming at us, like number one, we don't want to block, we don't want to try and stop the energy, we redirect it. Sometimes we move with it, right? So you let it just sort of spend itself out. And the other thing is that the center line is the target. Center line is the target, and the center line, I want my energy moving in the center line.
You want to take the center of mass, whatever I am. So it's not so much there's a target on my chest and you have to hit the target. My center of mass is always the best target to hit. It's a bit like firearms training.
And when I'm hitting though, you said also I need to hit from my center, basically.
From your center.
From my center.
Round up.
So in some of these techniques, if he's pushing at me, I want to step back in such a fashion that his energy goes away, but I'm able to stay right here. So how did that push start again?
So I'm trying to get through on this position.
Okay, he's trying to get through, and he's almost through, so I step back, let his energy out, and now I'm wide open he's wide open for this center mass strike. Okay, and what he's saying is that it's a lot faster than other martial arts because I'm not blocking and then hitting. It's all just one movement.
If you can relax there, this is actually strong enough to hold me out. If you tighten that one,
wow.
Feel the difference?
Yeah.
And when you relax it, you can hold me there for a long time.
Yep.
You go try here, push on there, push up. You might move my stance.
Yep.
Just won't relax the arm.
Yep.
As much as possible on action. And both hands help each other. They work independently, but not doing different jobs. They're doing the same job, with one hand helping the other one to achieve its goal. So, for argument's sake, if this punch is coming to hit me, this alone might not be enough, because you're a pretty solid person, you've got plenty of power, you might have enough energy to still burst through. But if I've got two hands
Right, right.
Or if I use this hand as the helping hand, now I've got a chance, because by facing you front on, you have to deal with all of my body strength rather than some of it. If I'm facing this way, you can beat that hand with a push. Very easy to take my balance. But if I'm facing this way, it's much harder. If I push it now, it's a different energy.
And this again, it's the center line, keeping your center line.
Same here, if I was just doing that, you could push it out of the way. But if it's here,
right,
try and push it now.
Okay.
It's harder. You can, but it's much harder.
Yeah.
And I can use that to my advantage, because if I have that position,
right,
it enables me to use that helping hand.
And then here, this one, this is the basic technique you just taught me.
You can shift it away. Yeah.
To shift it away. And now, so
you can kill.
Okay, so like, and this one you said is your least favorite because it's two movements. Two movements.
So when you see in a lot of the magazines and the videos and DVDs, a lot of the so-called Wing Chun teachers always shape up, and then their first move is this action. We always look at it and go, oh no. Because if his hands are up, that should never be his first action. His first action should have been an attempt to hit. You only use that one when your attempt to hit has been jammed up. Or if your hands were down in the first place. Like now, I'm standing here with my hands down. If you suddenly threw a punch at me, anything else, like trying to park from the outside or anything, it's not going to make it. But what can make it is the elbow. Because it's a shorter distance.
Or you said, if I try and strike first and it gets thwarted, okay, and then from here, can I go to it?
You can try, but you got to face two hands.
Look at that.
Which is why this one needs to come this way.
Oh, yeah.
Or this way. Okay. So if I've got that angle, you can reface. So if you reface your body, I now can't fight you.
So would you actually rotate? Would you throw a rotating punch?
Yep. But it's different. It's not a rotation as it's done in a lot of the other martial arts. It's more subtle. For example, if I was at this angle and this is a straight hand, it's just
look at this. Look at this slight rotation, turning his hips.
So this is a bad position. There's a thread. There's another thread obviously there. Just a slight angle. Because now I'm going to separate this one and I'm going to separate this hands out and fight. From here, I can come back this way. So your legs are being left going in one direction, your upper body's going in the other direction. I'm now having a sensory overload.
And then some of the techniques you said, it's all one movement, the block and the punch, because the force is coming at you. Okay, so I'm gonna punch you and you demonstrate one of those. That's one action. You had one though, somehow you blocked in such a fashion. You blocked and then you're blocked.
Just a second.
Okay.
What I'm using is the basic concept of foot salvo. So when your punch comes, I intercept it so I can hit at the same time. Rather than chasing that hand first and then going for the second one. Because in that exchange, you have a chance to also throw the second one. It's natural for your body to recover from its first position. I need to beat that recovery. So when you throw the first one action. So you don't get a chance to use recovery. If it comes out, there's already a third.
I've already been hit 3 times,
That's the goal.
Interesting.
You can't say we always make it work, but that's what we're training.
How do you find Malaysians? Are they pretty open about having a foreign instructor?
Largely it's got to do with the fact of my history, being that I'm a student of the late Wong and Leung, and he's a very, very famous practitioner of Ip Man's Wing Chun. So they've got a chance to learn from someone who learned from him, so they're all very excited to learn, and it's kind of an extra novelty to have a quite old teacher. Just imagine what you want to do is go from there to here. You want to use your elbow to go that line, and I'm robbing you of that line. So as soon as you put the lines left, change it. Now you've got the line.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.